Bugatti Divo. There are fast cars, there are hypercars, and then there is something else entirely. Something rarer, something more dangerous, something built not to be driven but to be mastered. This is the Bugatti Divo, a car so rare only 40 were ever made. A car so expensive even billionaires were put on a waiting list. And a car so advanced, Bugatti had to bend physics and their own engineering rules just to make it work. But the Divo wasn't built to replace the Chiron. It wasn't built to outrun it. It was built to surpass its limits, to push past every weakness the world found in Bugatti's pursuit of straight-line speed, and conquer the one battlefield where Bugatti had never been king: corners. To understand the Divo, you have to forget everything you think you know about Bugatti. Forget the Veyron. Forget the Chiron. Forget the myth that Bugattis are only fast in a straight line. The Divo is a different creature, a different philosophy, a different purpose altogether. It wasn't created for top speed runs on empty airstrips. It wasn't built to chase 300 miles per hour. It wasn't built to brag. Instead, it was built to hunt, to carve through corners like an animal stalking its prey. The Divo is Bugatti's answer to a question no one thought they would ever ask. What if we built a car not for speed, but for dominance? Look at it closely. Every angle, every cut, every surface is sharpened like a blade. Nothing on this car exists for beauty alone, even though it looks like art carved into carbon fiber. The Divo is not a sculpture. It is not a status symbol. It is not a toy. It is a machine designed with one purpose: to destroy lap times. Where the Chiron is smooth, the Divo is aggressive. Where the Chiron is elegant, the Divo is violent. Where the Chiron is a bullet, the Divo is a razor. Inside the Divo lives the same legendary monster that powers the Chiron. Bugatti's 8-liter W16 quad-turbo engine, 1,500 horsepower, 1,180 pound-feet of torque. Numbers that don't sound real until you feel them ripping through the tires, forcing the world around you into a blur. But here's the twist. The Divo isn't about more power. Bugatti didn't chase bigger numbers. They didn't try to break new speed records. Instead, they did something far more dangerous. They redesigned the entire body to use the power better, smarter, more aggressively. They took the Chiron's raw power and sharpened it into a weapon. The Divo generates 456 kilograms of downforce, nearly double the Chiron. And that changes everything. At high speed, the car feels like it's welding itself to the asphalt. It bites into the road. It claws through corners. It pushes the limits of grip so hard, drivers say it feels like the earth is trying to hold on to it. The massive fixed rear wing, the deep front splitter, the huge air channels carved into the doors. All of it feeds the beast. All of it pulls the Divo downward, anchoring it to the world like gravity itself got an upgrade. And those aerodynamic blades on the sides? They aren't for show. They guide air with surgical precision, cooling the ferocious W16 engine and keeping the tires glued to the road at insane angles of attack. Every crease, every vent, every violent edge has a purpose. The Divo isn't shaped by designers. It's shaped by physics. And physics is a harsh sculptor. Driving the Divo is nothing like driving the Chiron. The Chiron lets you feel powerful. The Divo makes you feel challenged. The steering is sharper. The suspension is stiffer. The entire car feels like it's waiting for you to make a mistake. And if you push it, if you really push it, it reveals something terrifying. This car is more capable than you are. Drivers report that the Divo doesn't turn. It attacks corners. It dives into them like it's pulling you forward, daring you to keep up. And the craziest part? It feels lighter, even though it's still a heavyweight monster. The extra downforce tricks the senses. You start feeling like the car is reading the road before you do. This is not a hypercar you tame. It's a hypercar you survive. So why did Bugatti build the Divo? Why take a perfectly engineered Chiron and turn it into something far more dangerous? Because Bugatti needed to prove something. For years, critics said Bugatti was only about straight-line speed, that they couldn't corner like a McLaren, that they couldn't dance like a Ferrari, that they couldn't dominate a track. The Divo is Bugatti's answer. Not a statement, not a reply, a declaration, a reminder that Bugatti doesn't just make fast cars. They make impossible cars. The Divo is their way of saying, we can master any battlefield we choose. 40 cars. That's it. No more, no less. Every unit sold instantly before the car was even shown. Bugatti didn't need a showroom. They didn't need ads. They didn't need hype. The name alone was enough. Each buyer knew exactly what they were getting. A car so rare, it makes the Chiron look common. A car so focused, Bugatti warned owners. This is not a comfort car. This is not a luxury cruiser. This is a weapon. And they were right. The Divo is unforgiving, uncompromising, unapologetic. A pure performance machine with no softness around the edges. 8 seconds faster than the Chiron on the handling course. 77 pounds lighter thanks to extreme weight reduction. Equipped with stiffer springs, faster steering, and higher lateral grip. And capable of cornering forces the Chiron can't physically match. 8 seconds. In racing terms, that's not an improvement. That's domination. 8 seconds separates competitors. 8 seconds wins championships. 8 seconds is the difference between respect and fear. The Bugatti Divo is not the fastest Bugatti. It's not the most luxurious. It's not the most comfortable. It is something else entirely. It's proof that Bugatti can evolve, that they can change the rules whenever they decide to. That speed isn't their limit. It's just their foundation. The Divo is a message to the entire hypercar world. Don't underestimate silence. Don't underestimate precision. And don't ever underestimate Bugatti. Because if this is what happens when Bugatti tries to build a cornering monster, what happens when they decide to go even further? Machines like this don't just break records. They break expectations. If you want more stories about cars that bend the rules, stay with me. There's a lot more coming.